everyone, my name is Jeffrey. Welcome back for episode 45 of the Satisfactory series here on YouTube. In this video, we finally put this massive nuclear project to a close, with 100,000 megawatts of power and a fully recycled waste output. After a handful of episodes and breaking this down into smaller projects, I hope this was a bit easier to follow along with. Spoiler alert, particle accelerator is my new favorite machine in the game. Thank you for all the support and help with the series so far. Let's get to playing games. Alright, welcome back to what I think should be the finale of our nuclear power project here. This will be all of the nuclear waste that will get recycled into the plutonium fuel rods you see there at the end of the to-do list today. It's a bit of a long one, but there's not too many like big things to do aside from the water pumps. So I feel like I should be able to get through all of this in one episode here. It might just be a little bit longer than the other ones have. But yeah, we have just a bunch of little small setups to kind of make today. We're going to be doing some steel beams and iron plates, nitric acid and some silica. We got a whole bunch of water pumps to do, not necessarily for this build, but we'll also fuel all our nuclear power plants. And we've got non-fissile uranium, sulfuric acid, some wet concrete, some particle accelerators, encased plutonium cells, and plutonium fuel rods to finish it all off going into a sink. Now, in order to get particle accelerators and that kind of stuff, we do have to go ahead and unlock the final tier of the whatever you call this thing, the hub upgrades. And it is going to require some things that we don't actually have automated yet. I mean, we do have the electromagnetic control rods, so you can kind of grab those. The other things we're just going to worry about, we're just going to buy them from the shop like we have previously, because we have 318 points to use. So we're just going to go on over to parts, not equipment, and you're going to grab 400 of the, I don't even know the names of some of these things. Cooling systems, you get in stacks of 100, so we'll just grab 4 of those. I think that was 4. I wasn't really paying attention there. Yep, 4 of those. Fuse modular frames, we need 200, so we need another 4 of those. I'll actually just go like this. And then I still have some turbo motors left over from the last time, but I mean, just in case you need to, you just buy 2 because we can afford them. It's quite a bit of coupons, but I mean, hey, we got 318 to use, so just kind of skipping ahead here so we can at least get this whole nuclear project finished up. Now, just before we head on over back to our nuclear power plant area, I'm just going to head on into the Hall of Legends here. We just have one little update to make. Just a reminder for those, if you're looking to get a little sign with your name on it in the Hall of Legends here in our world, you can either head on over to the Patreon, links in the description, or become a channel member here on YouTube. I think they should be fixed now. They were on hold there for a minute. They might be fixed now. We'll see. If they're not, then just hang tight and they should be. But so we have a bigger one, a bigger sign to go in, because our friend Ash, or Ashwini, has upgraded from the original Patreon member to a, I think it was, I can't really tell what level YouTube member you are, but I think it's a higher one, so you get a bigger sign. I put it upside down. Whoops. There you go. Thanks, Ashley, for being our first YouTube member. So yeah, if you guys are looking to join in the Hall of Legends, join in on our YouTube membership program or check out the Patreon. Now, moving on to the rest of the episode, we are going to head on over to our giant nuclear facility we got going over here. And things you're going to need to take with you for today, you're going to need, well, I can't even read that myself. You're going to need 12 constructors, 12 assemblers, 13 blenders, 3 smelters, 4 foundries, 6 refineries, 1 resource well pressurizer, and some resource well extractors. That'll be for the nitric acid. And then 84 water extractors, which is going to be a bit of a project. Oh, the other thing we need to do is we need to send off the particle enrichment thing so that we can actually unlock the particle accelerators, and I'll let you know how many particle accelerators you need. It's like 2. All right, and for the last time, we are sending off the launch pod. I mean, the last time in this playthrough anyway. I wanted to include this because this felt like a nice little moment for people who have been here for, I think we're going on almost like 6 months now. This has been quite a project on this world. So thank you guys again for being here as we press this red button for the last time. Goodbye, launch pod. It's out of here. We have unlocked all the necessary steps. Excellent. It's actually 4 particle accelerators. I just realized. So we go to production. Particle accelerator. You need 4 of these. There we go. So we are going to need all sorts of crazy things. So yeah, you're going to want to go ahead and probably buy a couple more. We'll need to buy a couple more cooling systems and some fused modular frames. I believe those are for the particle accelerators. We have everything else though. We're ready to go. We got radio control units over there. We kind of just hand fed a system to make a bunch for few. I do have a build coming up where we're going to make 30 per minute. So that'll be kind of fun. I may even boost it to 60 per minute just to fill a Mark 1 belt at the end. We'll see. I got a 15 fused modular frames build coming up as well. So that'll be another cool one to do. But for now, we're just going to buy the last couple of things we're going to need, and then we will head on over. All right, welcome back to the platform where we've got just endless amounts of things going on here. And we're going to do a whole bunch more. As you can see, I've added some more platforms over on this side. And then I added a little bit more out off the end of where the actual nuclear power plants are. So that'll probably be where the actual like particle accelerators and stuff go. And then on this platform here, I'm going to make some of the pre-parts where I need to make like some iron plates for the nitric acid, some steel beams and some other things. That'll probably just all happen right here. And then we'll just kind of ship it all on over there. And then hopefully at the end we have 2 plutonium rods per minute going into a sink, and we can finally turn our whole nuclear production facility on. The one thing I did wanted to give you guys a heads up to do, just so we can kind of have them backed up and ready to go. Because I mean, it's going to take quite a lot of fuel rods to fill up this facility. And if you remember, I have them just going into a sink right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a quick little, just like 3-box storage, just so we have like a bunch ready to go just to preload the system. And then I'll go from there. So those are the heat sinks. Those are fine. Those can just kind of keep going into the sink for now. We are looking for... Oh, we're going to have to put on our little hazmat suit here. Get some masks. Where are we? Here we are. Okay, so right here, we are going to delete this whole thing. Move it, put it into... Oh, gotta wait for that. Okay, well, I'll just talk about what I'm going to do real quick. I'm just going to put in a couple of chests. And then I'll put in my little overflow smart splitter for once they're actually full, then it can go into the sink. They probably won't fill up by the time I'm done this episode, but at least then we'll have some fuel ready to go to feed into the nuclear power plants. There we go, just like that. Simple little storage system, and then if they do get filled up before the episode ends, then they'll just go into the sink and it won't back the system up. So yeah, now we can head on over and we can start doing our first little project, which is our beams and plates. Realistically, I'm not going to worry about going and trying to find some more nodes. I just boosted the coal that's coming down from up there, and I boosted the iron that's coming in from right here, especially since they're pure nodes anyway. It wasn't really a big deal and I didn't have to add much. Iron ore, you're going to need an extra 204 in total. So I slapped that onto this miner right here. It is now a miner Mark 3, and it is doing a total of 656.25 per minute. And that will feed into right here where there's a smart splitter. It feeds the normal line as usual, and then I'll have the overflow kind of coming out, and I'll bring it underneath the ramp here, and I'll bring it over to this side here. It's going to be a little crazy looking going through here, but that's okay. I think at this point in this playthrough, I'm more just trying to get good, clean functionality instead of like really cool aesthetic stuff. We'll be back to more aesthetic stuff, hopefully in 1.0, with some better optimization. So But oh right, and for the coal you need to add an extra, let me check here, an extra 144 per minute. Oh yeah, I did the same thing for the quartz as well. Since we were just bringing that in from the cave, you need to add an extra 120 quartz from the cave, which boosts the one we have in there. It's a miner mark 2 on a normal node. It's putting out exactly 300 now. And then the coal we're going to add, like I said, 144 to that. Shouldn't be a big issue. I may have to add another power shard to it, and then we're going to bring that, well, I mean, it's already coming down, but I'm going to put a splitter over there, and I'll just run a line over there or over to here so we can bring it across to this side. But I'm going to do like the layouts of the machines first before I actually worry about bringing like all the ores and stuff. So let's go with the, so it looks like I need, oh, I may have missed smelters in my list of things I need to do. So I need 2 smelters to make the iron ingots for the iron plates. I'm not using any sort of alternate recipes here. I mean, you maybe could, but this is just going to be your standard iron ore and coal making steel. Yeah, like I could have brought more petroleum coke over and made steel and like just added more in here, but that would have been way more complicated than you need it to be, especially for such low quantities that we need to add in here. This is basically all for making the 2 plutonium fuel rods that we're going to do. So we're going to do 2 smelters. Where are we here? Production. Smelter. Okay, I have 3 on the list. Okay, I did need 3. Oh wait, it says 2.1. How many do I need to output? 60. I'm sorry, what? Why does it say I need 2.1 smelters if I need 60 iron ingots? That's literally the recipe. All right. Okay, well, don't worry about the 3 on the list then, because that was I don't know what happened there. It just must have done some sort of weird calculations. But anyway, yeah, so let's do now the foundries for the steel ingot. This I do need 4. This one's not wrong. So we're going to have our foundries. We'll start right here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4 foundries. They need to output 144 steel ingots per minute. So we're going to go steel ingot 144 divided by 4, 36 per minute. So we're going to go 36, copy this one, and paste it on the rest of them. That gives me the exact 144 per minute that I need. Excellent. Yeah, that way, honestly, this whole section can just be a manifold line of a single iron ingot, or the iron ore line can just feed this whole thing right here, and then we'll just feed in the little bit of coal that we need. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Now let's put in our constructors. So we have 2 constructors for iron plates. I'll just put those like right in front of this. I'm not even going to use my my blueprints for this because we need small. I will at some point, but these are really small numbers. So let's go 2 constructors there. And then I need 3 making steel beams, and the steel beams are going to go a long ways away. So I can just kind of put these in wherever. Go 1, 2, 3. That'll be for our steel beams. That needs to output a total of 36. So there's going to be some downclocking here. So we're going to go 36 divided by 3 is 12. I'm not dumb. Never mind. Moving on. Anyway, yeah, 36 divided by 3 is 12. So each of these needed to be 12 per minute. Nice and easy. I think the plates are 100%. Yeah, plates are 100%. 20 per minute. So we need 40 per minute total. Sorry if I'm a little all over the place today. This is a bit more of a not complicated build. It's just got a lot of small parts kind of to like adding up together. So and at some point here I need to remember that one thing kind of recycles into the other, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so there's going to be a water output. What? Why did I say it like that? There's going to be a water output of the non-fissile uranium blenders that does 120 cubic meters of water per minute. And then the blenders that are actually making the nitric acid that make the non-fissile uranium, also needs 120 cubic meters of water, or it needs 120 cubic meters of water per minute. So you can kind of just recycle it back into itself. You'll just have to preload it. Otherwise it won't have the actual water to work to make the first batch. But that's just something it'd be kind of like what we did in previous episode over there, where we kind of looped things into itself. But anyway, that is beams and plates off our to-do list. Thankfully, the beams honestly just kind of carry over, like I said, to the very end. They actually make the plutonium fuel rods themselves, so they're basically going to get sent from here directly over there. So that's all good and done. And then these iron plates are going to be feeding in to make the nitric acid, which is our next step. I'm very excited. I've never dealt with this before, so that we're actually going to be dealing with some gas pumping. And perfectly enough, there is a giant nitric acid node, or whatever it's called, right here. So it won't even be a very far distance to bring it over. It's gonna be nice and easy. And that means I'm probably going to, since it's coming from that side, I think I'll do it more over here, and then I'll just send the plates over that I need. Because this also needs, oh, right, this needs the water, and this is going to get, okay, but how do, okay, hold up, wait a minute. Okay, new game plan. Nitric acid is actually going to be set up down there, so we're going to send both of those things from over there down here. Just because that way I can still have because the non-fissile uranium blenders need to go down there, and so they can blend they can go into the blenders of the nitric acid. So we'll set that up down there, and then so I'm probably going to delete a bunch of this platform. I'm going to put in the stuff. I'm going to skip ahead to, well, I mean, this is technically part of it, the nitric acid / silica. So like I said, you need to boost the input coming from here by 120. It'll be 300 total. Then I just got a same smart splitter here feeding the normal line, and the overflow of 120 will come out this side. So that's going to come up into 6 constructors for silica. I will do that with a blueprint actually, just to save a little bit of time. So we're going to go to production. We're going to grab our, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just use my my 8 constructor manifold belt, and then I will just downclock the bejesus out of things. But so you don't need to do this. This is way more machines than you need, but I'm just doing it just because I can, just for funsies. Sometimes you gotta have a little fun. So you need a total of 200 silica per minute. So you go 200 divided by 8, you get to 25. So we're gonna go find our silica recipe. You're gonna downclock the heck out of these things down to 66%. Like I said, do you need so many? No. Is it fun? Sure. Gotta do things for fun from time to time. So these only have Mark IV conveyor belts, but that's fine because none of the numbers here that we're gonna be dealing with actually even go that high. I even have this as a Mark II conveyor belt down here. So you're just gonna lift that quartz up and feed it into this line here. Those are all set to the 25 silica per minute. So that takes the silica technically off our to-do list, but I'm not going to scratch that part out yet, just so we can kind of make sure we're actually getting everything set up here. I do need to do, so for the non-fissile, I don't know why I put sulfuric acid after non-fissile uranium, because you need the sulfuric acid for the non-fissile uranium. So I need to go grab, speaking of things I forgot to bump up, I need to bring over, what is it, 120 sulfur per minute. And I believe, do I have sulfur in this mix yet, or is it nearby? I know it's one of the things. Let's scan for it really quick. I'm either bringing it over or it's nearby. Is that it right there? No, that's limestone. Okay, if it's not nearby, I must be bringing it over already. Yeah, we're already bringing it over. It comes into these manufacturers here. So I'm just going to set up a little, I'm going to find where I tapped into this, boost it by 120, and then I'll just separate off a line down below and I'll send it over to where it needs to be. So this is actually pretty straightforward for the refineries we need for them. It's just 3, so we can grab our blueprint. What does it output? Just a pipe? Okay. Okay, so I don't actually have a refinery blueprint set up for doing sulfuric acid, I don't think. Because it's a solid in and technically a liquid out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my residual fuel refinery blueprint. And I will take the... I mean, it's right now it's set up for a liquid input. And I will change that to the solid input. Shouldn't be too hard. We'll just take the pipes out. And then we'll replace it with solid inputs. Oh, I'm so dumb. It still needs water inputs. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna delete that and put the blueprint back in. And we're just gonna add the fuel or the hard inputs we're gonna need. Because it needs water, so that'll be for the water that comes in, and then this can be the nitric acid or the sulfuric acid coming out. So we'll go that. We'll change that to yellow right now, just so we remember where that's going to go. And then this is supposed to be water, not residual. Man, I'm really starting to get really laggy. I hope it's still okay for you guys watching though. Really looking forward to these optimization changes they bring in 1.0, especially to do, I think it largely has to do with the more foundations you use, it starts to get really hard in the system. So, and I'm using a lot of foundations in this world, so even loading it in on the interactive map on Satisfactory Calculator can take a while now. So that is the sulfuric acid part of our build done. So we'll just go ahead and set this up. We need this to be outputting 120 sulfuric acid per minute. So it's set to 150 right now. We're going to change this to do 40. And then we're going to copy this, paste it. So those do 120 sulfuric acid per minute. Perfect. Takes 120 water, 120 sulfur, and gives us 120 sulfuric acid. Hey, look at those beautiful numbers. Oh, that'll be a nice Mark II conveyor belt I can bring over to this too. That'd be great. So I'll take sulfuric acid off the to-do list because, again, I don't know why I put it in the wrong spot because, again, we need it for the non-fissile uranium. Now we can go down here and we'll start setting up our blenders for everything. I'm not going to worry about the water pumps yet because I think I'll just do it together all at once. I'll need, I think, 1 water extractor for this line. 1 water, oh wait, yeah, just 1 water extractor for this line. And then the water, you could use a water extractor for the nitric acid, but I'm gonna recycle it back in from the non-fissile uranium. And then all the other water extractors are gonna be for these. So it's 2 each. 80 water extractors total. So what is that? 81? Yeah. I think I originally had it at 82. 84. Is it 84? It might be 84. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Oh yeah, because we need some water extractor for wet. I forgot we have wet concrete coming up in the build as well. That's going to be the other ones. So let's set up our blenders for nitric acid. Do I have a blender blueprint yet? I don't think I do. I don't think I ever bothered to make one. But that's okay. Blenders are pretty easy to set up. So this is going to be taking in 2 liquids and a solid. That's not bad. So this is going to be 5. Wait, it says 4.1. Is this wrong again? Okay, so it says 120 cubic meters per minute of nitric acid. Let's see if this is just saying the wrong thing again. Yeah, it's saying the wrong thing again because these output 30 per minute. So if I have 4 of them, that's 120 cubic meters per minute. Silly game. Tricks are for kids. So now I need 8 more blenders over here. And they actually get uranium waste directly. And it looks like then they send into the particle accelerators, which also get the uranium waste. So I want to put the blenders. I want to put those blenders down here. I'm going to face them this way so I can just put the pipe up into there. We're going to put them here. Make sure I have enough room for all 8. So I'll start from this side. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have started there, so I definitely would have run out of room coming down here. So these are all going to be set to do non-fissile uranium. Just taking uranium waste, silica, nitric acid, and sulfuric acid, and turning it into non-fissile uranium. Lots of cool color it's got. So we'll copy and paste those all onto here. These also don't need to be downclocked at all. And then we're going to be taking the pipe output though. So this outputs water and non-fissile uranium, right? So yeah, so the water from here is going to get piped up to the back side of these over here. And that should complete the loop. Like I said, you're going to want to put in, I'll put in a, like a fluid buffer along in through here so that things don't get too messed up. And then I'll also be able to pre-fill it with some, I'll just put in like a temporary pump or something. So that is the non-fissile uranium, and this will be the nitric acid. So that's pretty straightforward there. I'm just trying to get all the layout done and then we'll worry about hooking everything up. So now along here, we're going to want to have the 4 particle accelerators. I have no idea how big these are, so I'm assuming they're pretty big. They are quite large. Okay, so these get the non-fissile uranium, which means they get the output from over here. I'm going to put them, I'll face them like this. So we need 4 of these. You know, I might just, I got room down here. Let's give myself some, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in 6. I'm going to delete the one in the middle. This is just so I know where like the spacing is. There we go. 4 particle accelerators. Those are going to be set to do the plutonium pellet. I was going to say, I don't know what else they do, but there's your answer. Nuclear pasta. We'll set these up. These are also no underclocking or overclocking required. That's why I like the numbers that I've used here. There's a lot of nice, just even numbers of things with very little underclocking and overclocking required. Unless you do silly things like I did up there where you use 8 machines unnecessarily. So that is our particle accelerator. I know I'm kind of doing this a little bit out of order now, but particle accelerators. Oh, sorry. I meant to take non-fissile uranium off the list here. Boop. Nitric acid can also come off the list. I mean, at least for now. We got, what do we got left? Wet concrete and the encased plutonium cell. Okay. So the wet concrete is a pretty easy one. It goes directly to the encased plutonium cells, which is going to happen up here. So I'm just going to plop the refineries down for that. Plus, I think limestone for it is right here. So you're just going to be mining limestone here. You put in the water pumps it'll need. And then how many refineries do I need? 3. Beautiful. I believe we can use my pure ingot refinery layout here, where it takes a liquid input and a solid input and just does solid output. So we can go ahead and put that down right there. We'll set this to do the alternate of wet concrete. Again, no underclocking or overclocking required. That's ready to go. That's going to output 240 concrete per minute for us. That's going to go to 12 assemblers to do the encased plutonium cells. And I do have the blueprint that I can use for that. So we can grab our, what is it? My 3 assembler blueprint. And we can go ahead and put in 4 of these. These are going to be making the encased plutonium cell, which is going to go to the final part of our build, which makes the plutonium fuel rods. So these get plutonium pellets from these bad boys and the concrete from here. So we're going to go like this. We're going to actually turn it this way because I don't want it going back towards it. We're going to go 1, 2. You know what? I might do 2 groups of 6. No, I'll just do 12. Okay, so these do the encased plutonium cell. Again, no underclocking or overclocking. Just slap those on everybody. And then the final set of machines is 8 manufacturers for the plutonium fuel rod. So we'll go no more wet concrete. Got our encased plutonium cell. And then we got our plutonium fuel rod manufacturers. Oh, you know what? Actually, I can use blueprints for this. What do we got input for this? This is a 4 input. Okay. I need 8 for this total, right? Okay, so let's do like 4 and 4. 2 groups of 4. I think that'll work. There we go. 2 groups of 4, all doing the plutonium fuel rod, all at 100%, 0.25 per minute. Man, these things are going to be working on just snail's pace. So then we can do just 1 awesome sink here at the end, and then I'm going to shave off a whole bunch of extra space I have here on the end so that I'm not wasting trying. Oh god, don't go too far. I forgot that's where the world border ends. So I'm going to shave off just a little bit on here on the outside that I'm not going to need. And then that's plutonium fuel rods. Then we got to do the water pumps. Let's do the water pumps for the wet concrete here really quick. And then I can move on. I think I'm going to do them off that side over there because we need 80. So I think I'm going to make like just a bunch of them going on down over there because it's 2 water pumps per thing. So I don't know if I'm going to try and share it down a line. Like what was it? So it would be, I think it was exactly like 1200. So I think it's like if you fill 2 Mark II pipes, it would work that way, but I don't know if I really want to go that. I feel like I'd rather do the more pipes just to be sure, but I'll probably make that decision more when we get down to it. So the water pumps for the wet concrete, you need a total of 300 water per minute. So you're going to go ahead and throw down 3 water extractors just so we can underclock them. You can do 2 and overclock them, or maybe you can even do 1 and overclock it. I don't know. I don't think I've ever left myself this much space before. This is going to be great. Okay, so we're going to put in our water extractors down here. Like I said, 3 water extractors. So we'll do our little normal water extractor trick. We're going to go grab our pipeline junction cross. We're going to stick it right there. So I can't put it there because there won't be enough room for the water extractor. We're going to go to production. Holding control, we can snap it to this this pipeline junction here. We just need 3 of them. Then we'll grab our pipeline junctions. It'll be nice to me. There we go. Put that in the middle there. That one in the middle there. That actually worked out really nicely. So now we'll just pipe those up and we'll send them up top. Yeah, there we go. Little water, simple water setup done. We got the 3 water extractors. You want them all to do 100 per minute, not 120. Then they're all going to go into a little fluid buffer here, a little pump to get them up top here. And that'll fill those machines, no problem. So now you just got to bring the limestone from over there, or right there, pop it in here, All you need is 360 per minute. It's nice and easy. You can get it from this one, no problem. Because this is a pure node. There we go. That'll be 360 concrete coming down. Sorry, I'm kind of skipping ahead on a few of these things because otherwise this episode would need to be split up into different parts. And I feel like myself, along with the rest of you, would really like to see some nuclear power running here pretty soon. We're many episodes deep on this one. So we got our limestone coming in to make our wet concrete. That's all set up, ready to go. That's looking beautiful. Those are the water pumps done for that. And that leaves us only the water pumps needed for these bad boys right here. So all 80 of them. So we're gonna have to try and figure out how we're gonna space these out properly. And I think I still don't know. Still don't know if I should go to like 2 lines of 600 that then split into the 5. I don't know if I should do that, or if I should just, you know, send the 2 water extractors into each one. That would be how many pipes? That would be, that's only 5 pipes for each one, right? So I mean, I guess that wouldn't be the absolute worst. So let's go ahead and fire in as many of these as we can. I think, yeah, I think if I go out this way, I'll be able to fit them in a lot better. And then we'll run the pipes down this open section here. And this is gonna be, it's gonna be a lot. So this would be the back side, because obviously, like I said, we can't go further than this out that way unless we turn on God mode. And if you want, then you can keep building that way. So I'm going to build out quite a way. Like I said, probably going to need to go quite a ways down here. So I feel like 80 water extractors is going to take up quite a bit of room. Probably we'll put them in like a couple rows here. Maybe do like 40, 40 and 40. Or we could do like 20, 20. Or we could do 2 groups of 40 or 4 groups of 20. Might be 4 groups of 20. We'll see. Yeah, I think I'll do 4 groups of 20, because otherwise it's just going to be like so many pipes in one little, like we're trying to cram them in one little area. So I think what I'll do, I'll leave a 3 gap space. This is for the actual water extractor. And then 2 should be enough to handle all the pipes that come out from that. So then we do like, there's the 2 gap, and then we do another one, and then so on and so forth. I think this will work. I'm just going to cut through this because for some reason zooping now is getting incredibly laggy for me. So I'll just jump to when I filled all this in. Okay, scratch that. I'm actually going to do like 3 and 3. So like 3 open for the water extractors, and then 3 wide platform for the pipes. Now I'll cut into where it's done. Oh my god, I had to build that in like 5 frames per second. That was brutal. Okay, so that might be enough room for all 20. Let's find out. So we're going to do pipeline junction right here in the middle, so that it's nice and clean. And then we go to production to grab our water extractor. I mean, invalid aim location. Hello? What is happening? Why can't I put my water extractors in the water here? This is as far out as I can put the water extractors? Well, crap. Didn't know that. That's wildly unfortunate. Seems like that's about as far as... Wow. Okay. So I guess I'll have to maybe put them over here more. I had no idea there was like a border for how far out you could put the water extractors. Okay. Yeah, new plan. I guess I'll just put them all over here, and then we'll just have to run the pipes all the way over. Man, that sucks. Wow. All right. Well, have to move my concrete, I guess. All right, finally we was able to start putting in some water extractors. Had to move them all the way over here. It was a bit of a bummer because this seemed, I was hoping that they would have fit in that section right there, but this seems to be the line of where your water extractors can be. I didn't know that. Wish I did. But so yeah, now I'm splitting them into 8 groups of 10 just because there's no way I would fit the 20 in here. So we're doing 8 groups of 10, and then I'm going to do it. That'll be 16 Mark II, full Mark II pipes that I'm going to have to move over here. And then I'm just going to hopefully split the two pipes into each one, and split those 2 pipes in between the 5. This should work out. I don't think there's theoretically there shouldn't be any issues. So I'm just going to keep finishing, putting in all of these 80 water extractors, and then I'll meet you guys back here again. Sorry if I'm cutting out too much, but we're having to do a lot more things than I thought I would. There we go. 80 water extractors. I don't even have my render distance on far enough to see them all. There we go. So that is going to be everything we will need for cooling the nuclear power plants. Oh boy, I hope this works. This is going to be one pain in the butt to fix if it doesn't, but it should be okay. Like I said, 2 water extractors per nuclear power plant, and 1 line should fill 2 Mark II pipes. So there should be 2 Mark II pipes coming out of each concrete line going down here, and then I'll have to run those all the way over there because I had to make some room for myself. Probably could have gone out the other side, would have made it a little bit better, but we got them all in now at least, and that can sadly take water pumps off the to-do list. I can't believe I had to delete I don't know if I mentioned it or if you noticed, I had to delete my battery pack facility over here, but that's okay. I was never really using it anyway, so it's okay. So now we can kind of jump into connecting like all our belts and stuff and everything, and I'll kind of show you like how to set things up as we go through here. I don't want to do everything as a montage. The pipes probably going to be I think we'll just do like a pipe laying montage, because that's gonna be a little project on its own. I'll probably end up I'm recording this on I think it's like Saturday. I'm gonna have to do probably have to save the pipes to do on Sunday, because that's gonna be its own little project. So let's head on over back to the beginning. Let's bring it on back where we started. We can shave off of most of this foundation setup here. Didn't end up needing the majority of it, so we'll just delete this all off. Only need this little square over here. Should be fine. Yeah, because we have all our machines are laid out. Now it's all just a matter of actually hooking everything up and sending it to where it needs to be. So out of here we have sulfuric acid, so I'm just going to put a glue buffer here on the end. I find it helps a lot. We'll color it yellow so it's all matching. So this, like I said, there was going to be just a big long manifold for the iron plates, or the iron ore here. So just grab yourself a splitter. We'll move it more towards the back here. Put the output right here. And we'll turn these ones. It'll be just the first one on the left. And then for the coal input, I'll just bring it in from down below. So we'll grab some floor holes. Just like that. And just throw in like your lifts and everything. And then can I, what belt? I could just make this Mark V belt, but how much do I actually need? It was 204. So you know what? I'll just do a Mark III conveyor belt. Back to the old days where we're hooking things up manually. Look at us go. So yeah, that should be the manifold line for all the actual iron ore we're gonna need. So these are my plates. We'll go ahead and grab some, actually hell, I'll just grab my logistics hotbar. There we go. So, I mean, these are just gonna get fed straight from here. That's why I put them here. Which means you get a little merger right here. And honestly, you're going to see a lot of like pretty low level or low numbers of items moving around. So I'm probably not going to be using like Mark V belts in a lot of this. So same thing, these four foundries will feed these 3 steel. So we'll grab our mergers. Do any of these line up? I don't think they do. Maybe I should move one over. There we go. Just shifted the constructors over so I could actually line it up with one of them. So there we go. We got, I got to reset these constructors now, but that's okay. For these steel beams, it was an output of 36. Oh, yeah, it was just 12. Just 12 per minute. So there we go. Now it's nice and clean. The iron plates, like I said, these are going to go, well, actually everything. So these are going to get sent all the way over there. These are going to get sent all the way over there. So we'll just do a merger into a floor hole. Merge these 2 together. Send them out that way. Not even going to worry about doing a second merger here. Doesn't seem like I need one. And then we can do floor hole. There we go. Same thing with the steel beams. Just merge them together. Shove them down below. And we'll deal with that later. So now we need to grab... Oh yeah, I've got to add the solid inputs onto this. So I'm going to go... Put them like that. That should be enough space over top, I think. No, I think it has to go out just a little bit further. What am I doing? Just feed it from below. I was like, why am I trying to complicate this? Just feed it from down below. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that's going to get sulfur that we're going to have to bring in from over there. Those are all set up now. We're just going to bring the iron and the coal over. Coal's going to get fed from down below. We'll set up that little manifold line. There you go. Nice and easy coal manifold line. So that is our coal and our iron fed. They don't have their inputs yet, obviously. Got to bring them from all the way over there. Same thing with the sulfur. Let's throw a little sulfur one down really quick in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, bam, there you go. Just like a little magic trick. And then we still gotta do the water. But what do these need? Yeah, this needed 120 water. So you need 1 water extractor that I'll just put down here. And we'll just pump the water up. So I'll worry about that in just a little bit. But now, let's do our connection of all our Silica. So where does it merge? It merges together on the outside here. We're going to put a merger right. That's a splitter. I want a merger. Merger, please. There we go. And I'll just connect this in together. And that too can just go down, as that is also going to have to get sent over there. Pretty much everything that gets built up here is just getting sent over there now. So let's quickly run through the setup for the blender. These are the nitric acid blenders. They get the iron plates, the nitrogen gas, and the water. So two liquid inputs, 1 solid input. So that'll be pretty easy. I'll do since we're going to be bringing all the liquids over anyway, I think I have permanent head lift on the nitrogen gas. I don't even know if I'm assuming gases work similar to fluids where you just still need to use pumps for head lift. I don't know actually. But yeah, we'll feed them from like above and it can just trickle down in, and then we'll just lay down the first layer for the iron plates. So we'll just grab a bunch of splitters, feed them from right there. Just need 1 single solid item output here, or input, I mean. So we'll line them up just like that. you're only getting 40 per minute, so it only has to be some Mark 1 conveyor belts going along here. It's just like the old days. All right, so now we need to put in our pipes going along the front here. And then you know what? The water I'll actually do from down below. So water is everyone's going to get floor holes. And then the other one's going to get filled from the top. So we're going to grab pipeline support. I'm going to put it right. I'll just put it right here. Not far out enough? No. There we go. I'll put one here because I'm probably going to need one going down. And like that. Grab our pipeline Mark II. Just, I don't even know if we need a Mark II, but no, we don't. Just Mark 1. Right? Yeah, so the water is going to come from down below because it's going to come from these guys. So I'm going to put the water pipes going underneath here, and then I'll just pump it up into this section of pipes here. And then this upper section can be the nitrogen gas that we're going to be bringing from over there. Still haven't set that up yet, but we'll be doing that shortly. But that is the inputs all done for the nitric acid. And then the nitric acid output comes to these down here. And nitric acid is a liquid? Correct. So we're going to be bringing 120 down into here, split into, what is this? No, I have 8. So I feel like it could just be a manifold line. But maybe what I'll do is I'll do like 2 feed this way and 2 feed on this way, just so it splits it more evenly. I think that'll work. So let's quickly do our water line along here, which is going to, so we'll grab our pipeline supports. This is how I do my vertical pipes on the back. We can just start like right here. Just stack them up as tall as you can. I'll put in a couple going down along the way here, just so I can actually put the pipes in. I'm gonna put them in arbitrarily for now. And then one for far enough out off the backside. Oh wait, no, don't do this. Take these out. Just lay it flat. These are the outputs. Outputs, we stay flat until we get to the other section anyway. So I'm going to put these in. These are going to take the water output. Of all 120. And then I'll put a pipeline junction here. Like right in the middle of them. And I'll combine these two together. So just pipeline Mark 1s all the way along. It's nice. It's pretty easy. You're just moving 120, so it's not too bad. Okay, so I don't think these actually get any sort of head lift on them. So we're obviously going to have to use a pump. So I may as well just put in the fluid buffer now. If we just kind of go like this. It's a very small amount of fluid, so I'm not going to do like a giant fluid buffer or anything. Let's hook it in like that. And then we're going to be hooking that up to this line. Or sorry, those holes right there. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll grab our junction crosses. There's going to be one coming out of here. We'll go 1. Into the 2 for here. It'll be for those 2. And this will be for these 2. So splitting one line into 4. They go half and a half here, and then they go half and a half here. And then make sure you're using horizontal to vertical, my favorite building way. There we go. We got our 4-way pipeline split coming out of here. So that's all the water taken care of. I just did Mark 1 pump because you don't have to go very high. No sense wasting power on a Mark 2 pump if you don't have to. With the little fluid buffer here. So that'll be all our water taken care of for those. Now we just need to bring over the nitric acid, or sorry, the nitrogen gas and the iron plates. The iron plates obviously going to run down from there. I'm just going to keep running this bit of concrete section over, and that should hopefully be able to give me enough room to bring over the last little bits that we need for here, which would be the steel beams, the iron plates, and the silica. Okay, sorry to skip ahead on you guys. I just kind of confused myself when I was putting this together, so I wanted to make sure I got it all figured out before I actually showed you. So this is the input for the non-fissile uranium. So you need uranium waste, silica, nitric acid, and the sulfuric acid. So we got the sulfuric acid bringing from over there. Obviously, I haven't fully connected yet, but that's this yellow pipe here. We don't have to worry about head lift because everything that we're doing is above all these machines. So we're all covered on our head lift for these. Now for this one, this is the nitric acid that comes out of here. It's going to flow in, flow down. And then the silica, I'm going to bring from back there as well. I'm going to bring it in, feed right there, and it'll feed in down this line. And this upper line that I made, feeding down with lifts and everything, that's going to be for the uranium waste. That's going to come out of these things. And that they can all handle just being on single manifold lines. So that is all that set up now. Sorry if I skipped ahead, and if there's any confusion, just leave a comment down below, and I'll try and help you out as best I can. But yeah, it took me a minute to kind of figure out how I was going to lay this out properly. I think I overcomplicated it a little bit, mainly because I'm just trying to feed everything. Like this is I can't really feed anything from below on this one because we're right over the water. So there we go. So now we've got nitric, and now that's that all taken care of. The output of the water is all done. Now I just need to do the actual non-fissile uranium, which I'm going to set up lifts along here with some splitters, or some mergers, I mean, because it can all be one singular manifold line. What does it be? 50 times 8 be 400. So you just throw down a Mark IV conveyor belt and it should be fine. All right, I know it's nighttime, but we're going to keep it rolling. So we're going to take our solid output of the non-fissile uranium. We're actually just going to bring it up here just so I can avoid cutting off, because I got to bring the silica still down below here. So I don't want to cut it off. It just looks kind of cool. It comes up here, and then we're going to drop it back down into a splitter, which will feed all 4 of these machines. I've already got the lifts and splitters on them. So they need 100 non-fissile uranium per minute each, and then 25 uranium waste. The uranium waste, I have faith they're going to come in from that way, and then the non-fissile comes in from this way. So I'm going to grab a splitter. I'm going to put it probably about right here, and then I'm going to run a Mark III conveyor belt down the line here. I'm going to move that so it's actually in line with the rest of it. Splitter. Pop it down right there. Yeah, Mark III conveyor belt. Now it's too long. Go me. I'm still messing up. Okay. I got this. Don't worry. All right, there we go. We got the particle accelerators hooked up. I mean, I haven't run any of the outputs from the nuclear facility yet. It sucks that they don't go in one side and come out the other. It sucks that I have to do it all on this one side, I realized. So that means all the nuclear waste coming out of here is going to be coming out this way. So we're going to have to mix belts and pipes in here. So thankfully, I'm pretty sure I left myself plenty of room in here, but that should be okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be skipping ahead doing some connections. Like I said, this episode is gonna be longer than they usually are. But I don't want to have to split this up into multiple episodes just to hook things up in the future. So we're gonna grind it out and get this all finished today. So we got, like I said, we got the beams and plate. Everything's done up there. We just got to bring it on over here. These hookups are all finished. They got their water. Those are done into there. The output from there. Inputs and outputs are done on this bad boy. Inputs and outputs are done on the non-fissile uranium. The inputs are done in the particle accelerator, but not the outputs. We still have to get those. We still got to get those pellets over to this line over here. So yeah, these particle accelerators are going to feed these assemblers, and these assemblers are going to feed. We're going to bring. Oh yeah, so I got to bring over my heat sinks and my electromagnetic control rods as well from over there. Okay, yeah, we can do that. So let's get all our inputs and outputs finished here, and then we will jump to bringing everything over. So this is the concrete. Concrete goes here to the very end. No, it does not. It goes to these with the plutonium. So these feed here with these. Okay, so we're going to put a splitter. I'll do the concrete on the lower section here. Let me grab a splitter so we can actually split these in half. There we go. That'll be all the concrete for there. Then for these, I'll have to do with some lifts. I'll bring that from over there. So I'll just cut ahead from that. All right, there we go. We got particle accelerators, inputs and outputs. We got the outputs coming all around here. Swung it around this side, so they're all combining together into a line of 120. And they'll come up here and feed into these assemblers, and then these assemblers make the encased plutonium cell. One of those, and then they go. I can just feed this line into there and this line into there. That'll be nice and easy. Let's bang that out right now. There you go. That was super easy. Already done, taken care of. So that is this section done, because that is the concrete. That is the I'll get the plutonium pellets. Man, some of these things are hard to say. And then that'll get fed into there. So now these just need, like I said, we got to bring over those steel beams we're making up top, electromagnetic control rods, and our heat sinks. So, I mean, I don't really need to show you guys how to bring conveyor belts over. So we're bringing all those things over underneath here. And I'll kind of cut back when they're all just kind of sitting right there, or I may even just kind of bring a lot of them over here. Now, the other one that I need to take care of is actually, yeah, input output done there, input output done there. Oh, okay. So yeah, now we're just going to bring the things over for the rest of the plutonium fuel rods, and then we can think about putting in all our, we'll be able to connect all the inputs and outputs of the nuclear power plant. So let's bring over, like I said, we'll bring over the steel, the electromagnetic steel beams, electromagnetic control rods, and the heat sinks. We're going to have to bring those from over there to over here. And then I also need to bring the iron plates and the silica down. The silica connects to this line here that I haven't connected up yet. It's going to go in like right here. So yeah, that'll be our silica. And then iron plates are going to right here, which will also be super easy. We'll just bring them up via a floor hole, or I'll bring them up right there. So yeah, let's bring some stuff over, and then I'll meet you guys back here. All right, it's a new day. Literally, it's a new day. It's now Sunday. So we have all the belts finally actually brought over. Just kind of skipped ahead on that because, you know, I was like, who really needs to know how to just bring belts from there to here? And then all I did was I went ahead and connected everybody up. So we've got your iron being fed, or your iron plates, I'm sorry, being fed into your nitric acid blenders here. We have, I mean, obviously you can see nothing's actually being sent over here yet because we don't have those, we don't have that top portion turned on. And then I'm just putting it into a storage container so that we have some ready, my electromagnetic control rods and the heat sinks that are going to be going all the way over there. I can actually probably just hook those up. I'll just leave them going for a little bit more. And then we have the pipe coming down of the sulfuric acid, which is going to go, oh, and one of those belts obviously as well is the actual fuel for our nuclear power plants here. So that's the outer one. That's going all the way along the outside here. I did one just so I could kind of figure out how I was going to do it. So essentially what I did is I just have a long line of the fuel going down this way. And then you'll have a little stubby splitter coming off of each line to feed the actual, so this is the actual fuel rod line. And then the bottom section is going to be all your actual nuclear waste output. And then that comes onto a big feeder line that goes back this way, which feeds the manifold line of the non-fissile uranium and the particle accelerators, making the plutonium pellets. So I pretty much have everybody's inputs and outputs hooked up except for the actual nuclear power plants. I still got to finish that. And then we can jump into the what's probably going to be a little bit it's going to take me a while. So yeah, definitely just going to be a montage of running all the pipes over from my water pumping station over there all the way over here to these. I'll show you guys how to do, like, I'll set up like the splitters and everything. So just to show you how it's going to be set up, and then we'll hop into the montage of running everything else together, just so you have an idea of what one looks like, and then we can kind of go from there. But yeah, I think we have pretty much everything hooked up, ready to go, input output wise. We've got silica that's going to come down along here. We've got all the way over here, you're going to get the encased plutonium cell, which we've got coming from there. And then the other three, the steel beams, the electromagnetic control rods, and the heat sinks, all of those are coming from up in our giant factory over there. So those kind of come down and run underneath here, which is why I added the subfloor. You've got your wet concrete going on right here. That's feeding into your encased plutonium cells. And then, like I said, all the waste is going to come from the power plants into and it'll split between these blenders and these particle accelerators. This is probably going to take, like, this part of it will probably take some time to, like, quote unquote get backed up. But like the main part is, like, as long as your nuclear waste is being recycled, then at least then we don't have it building up and we won't have any issues. So that was my whole point of, like, I wanted to make sure I had all of this set up ready to go before we turn these on. Just so, even though these necessarily won't be like working at 100% efficiency for a long time, that doesn't really bother me, because nothing from this factory is used for crafting or anything like that. I think some of the heat sinks and stuff will be in the future, but that won't, like, up there will still be working perfectly fine. Even if down here is not working right. So yeah, hopefully this has been somewhat easy to follow along with if you're doing nuclear power for the very first time. I myself found it quite complicated, so I'm really glad I was able to break it down into multiple steps. I feel like I crammed a lot into this episode, so it might be a little complicated, but I feel like a lot of it was just I covered it in the beginning with the actual layout, and then the rest of this has just been simply hooking everything up together. So I've got everybody here ready to go. Oh no, the one thing I still have to do is we still have to go set up the actual acid that gets pumped over there. So let's pop over there really quick. We'll set up the pump, and then, I mean, I'll skip running the pipe over, but I'll just show you actually setting up the pumps. All right, so this is what nitrogen gas looks like if you've never seen it before. It is here on the back side of the very back side of the island here. It's nice and easy. We'll just be able to run a pipe kind of around the corner here and down. So how these work is you will be putting down production. We're going to put down a resource well pressurizer on the big piece in the middle, and that is actually what activates all the little nodes around it. So I don't know, can you put down, like, I don't know if you can put foundations and then put it down. Let's find out. So you can put foundations down and then build these on top of it, but this ground is so unlevel that it just ends up looking kind of goofy. So it would just be like all sorts of different levels. So we're just going to go with throwing these down. I mean, we're not really ever going to see these anyway, so what does this say? Need to place this on activated fracking satellite node. How do I do that? Does that mean this has to be turned on first? Okay, so the answer is yes. You have to power the actual main hub before you can hook these up. Okay. Well, now I know. So, I'm not 100% sure how these work. up to 780 cubic meters per minute. And then these can take out how much? So it looks like this can do fracking, kind of. So it looks like this can do 120 cubic meters per minute. Okay, how much do I need? I need 480, so I would need 4 of these. So we'll just go 2, 3, 4. I'm assuming they all output 120, right? Nope, this one only does 60. Okay. It's 120, 120, 120. Okay, let's move you then. 120. Okay, so that'll be 480. So I guess technically I can just run this all together into one pipe, one Mark II pipe, since it's just 480. So let's make like a... I'm going to make a little platform just kind of gather it together on. Whoa, that looks so cool. It's like, it's animated just like a gas would be. That's cool. So yeah, that'll be just our little gather everything together. And so it should be a total of 480 coming out of here. Oh, I need, yeah, 480 coming out of this. So like I have Mark I pipes now, and then you'll have to do Mark II pipe, just one Mark II pipe going back over to where we need it to be. There we go. We got our nice long gas pipeline, call it a natural gas pipeline, all the way back to the base here. Now it's gas, so I'm assuming it has natural headlift, right? Looks like it. Because yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's definitely more than 10 meters. And yeah, I got to assume that it's a gas, so it just has natural headlift. So we'll just let that fill up nicely. Why not? I'll go back and I'll color the rest of that pipe later. But now, so before we jump into our very... well, it's going to be long for me, hopefully not very long for you guys, pipeline montage, let's set up a example of how we're going to split the pipes when it comes in here. So each one is going to need 2 Mark II pipes. So I'm going to grab, this is how I'm going to set this up easily. We're going to grab some logistics, pipeline support, and then it's going to be 2 lines. So I'm going to put it on each side of the middle of the foundation here. So I'll go and then bring it up all the way. Okay, sorry. Since it's my first time, that took me a minute to figure it out. So while the autosave is going to kick in here, I'll just fly up so I can talk about this while I'm overhead here. So in the 2 pipes towards the back here are going to be the 2 input pipes of 600 each. That'll provide the 1200 total that these 5 nuclear power plants will need. So my general idea is that if they feed in and they split evenly like that, because they're all fairly nicely spaced apart, that it should split and fill the pipes evenly so that each water extractor should get 240 total. And if this doesn't work, I'll be really sad, because it'll be a whole lot of stuff that I'll have to go back and fix and have to hook up like each or 2 water extractors to each one. So, but I think this should work. As long, you know, we'll definitely let the pipes fill up. We'll put in some like liquid reservoirs and everything, so that hopefully will reduce any sort of like sloshing issues we get. And you know, fingers crossed this just works. Alright, after a couple hours of hooking up pipes and everything, I think we're finally ready to turn everything on. So first thing we're going to have to do is, I've got power running to everybody. I'm going to turn on up here first, and I'm also going to connect these back up. So we're just going to empty these real quick. Send all their stuff on through. And then we got to go on up here and turn on the factory up here. So we're just gonna do quick little power connections to all these, and then I'll connect it across to probably right there, and that should turn this upper floor on. We'll start with that. All right, that should be everybody hooked up now. So now if we just go and hook this power line up right here. Yep, that goes ahead and powers everyone on here. Just gonna turn these off really quick while we get the water up here. But yeah, that should start filling up. It'll send it up through the pumps and everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave those off until the water gets here. But I see the iron and the coal, or the iron and the steel is working, so that's good. That's our main thing we need. Oh, I never actually hooked up the input for the steel. Whoopsie. Or no, this is the silica, my bad. All right, there we go. Silica is working, steel is working, iron plates are working. We have water up here yet? Just wait until these pipes are full. Then I'll fire these on. I'll just turn on one, let one fill up, and then we'll just slowly turn each one on. So that is the upper section now turned on. So now we need to go ahead and power on the bottom section, which is literally everything down here. And it's going to turn on everything all at once, even the nuclear reactors. So you're going to see power kind of going up and down for a few minutes until we actually get the... oh, I need to make sure I send the actual fuel rods over. So let's run and do that really quick, and then we can turn the rest of it on. All right, fuel rods are on their way over underneath us here. So I'm just trying to avoid getting hit by radiation. I'm staying a little bit higher than everything else. Everything else up here this whole time has remained at 100% efficiency, so that's really good. The only thing that looks like is getting backed up here is maybe I'm probably not getting enough coal right now, because I think I still need to go and adjust the coal miner a little bit. But as you can see, the fuel rods are starting to make their way over. I can turn on this last sulfuric acid refiner. So let's go ahead and turn everything on, and then I can just run and add the extra little bit of coal that I think I forgot to add in on my miner. Having a little bit of a hard time here. We're gonna power on all of these things right here by going right here to right here. So there's no fuel, no fuel, no power yet. You see my everything kicked up just a little bit there, but that's totally okay. that means, I mean, I've already got the water extractor. I powered up the water extractors back there a while back. So we did pile up the water at least. That means all these should be turned on. I'm just going to go check for some red lights. But that'll be pretty much everything ready to go. Let me just bump up the coal that we're missing. And then we can just kind of check back in once we see a nuclear power kick on and we see some waste come out, and that should be the end of the episode. This is taking me quite a long time to record this one. I think we're like 6.5 hours in of my recording, but I'm going to try and cut it down. Probably going to be like an 1.5 hour episode-ish, but we'll see. All right, everybody's moving. Everybody's on the way. Everyone's been turned up to what they need to be. Game only crashed a few times because there's so many things to pass by in between things. But it looks like we've got things moving. I've got a nuclear waste coming out, which is great to see. That's feeding into my machines. Yeah, the only thing I need to be careful of is actually making sure the other things get here before all the nuclear waste gets backed up. But that should be fine because we got a lot of room for stuff. Just want to make sure everyone's actually powered up. Looks like everyone's just waiting on a few things. Looks like I have some of these not powered yet, but that's okay. We'll hook those. Oh yeah, I gotta hook these all up together. Huh, I thought the sulfuric acid would be fine on the head lift, but it seems like it hits here and doesn't go up. So I'm gonna have to throw a pump on here. I was wondering why it wasn't going properly. All right, I got nitric acid starting to flow. I got the sulfuric acid actually coming down now. So these should start to produce soon. What's it waiting on? Oh, it doesn't have enough uranium weight. Okay, these ones will probably fire up then. Just waiting on some sulfuric acid on the end. There we go. I'm actually just going to disconnect the nuclear power plants for now. Just because I don't actually need their power, so. Wow, look at the headroom we have for power usage. Just gonna wait until it actually balances out though. Okay, so before I end the episode, I just really want to be able to see like the particle accelerators go. I want to just see like at least one plutonium rod get sunk. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. What do you mean these aren't hooked up to power? Why not? Oh, that disconnects everybody. My bad. I disconnected the wrong one. Oh, okay. I think the particle accelerator is going. Yep, there they go. You see them starting to like. Oh, cool. I really like the animation of those working. Okay, so those make the plutonium pellets, and I think that's the only thing we're waiting on that needs to go into this machine, these machines to make the encased. We'll send it over here. And then eventually I'll actually be able to sink them. All right, I did almost forget to put up my murder line for the actual plutonium fuel rods. So now, once they actually get the stuff they need, they should be able to be ready to go into the sink. So it looks like we've got our first round of plutonium pellets coming out now. That's good. And so once those get on over to here, they'll be able to put out the last remaining thing. Oh, we're so close. We're so close, guys. Just bear with me for one last little bit. I'm going to go flick on. I turned off some of the nuclear facilities. I think I'm actually going to keep them on, because we're not getting as backed up nearly as much as I thought. I was afraid I was going to have too much nuclear waste. There we go. Yeah, I only turned off like half of them. There we go. Man, those particle accelerators are cool. Those are definitely my favorite machine in this game so far. Wow. Why don't I get like zapped if you try and go through them? It'd be funny. Okay, so, oh, I see it. It's going. It's making the encased plutonium cells. It's still going to be a couple minutes until it's ready. But we're going to see it. It's going to happen. Is it going to happen before sundown? Just maybe. All right, it's got enough. This manufacturer is firing up. We're going to see our first plutonium fuel rod. Didn't take nearly as long as I thought. I guess oh, because I cut off the, that's right. I cut off the rest of it, so all the ones that would come out here would just go into this first one, so we'd actually be able to see it. Because I'm so excited. It's rehooked up now, but I just really wanted to see the first one come out. There's a deal with this little bit of radiation. Come on, we're so close. All my liquids and gases look like they're backed up properly. That's good to see. Everybody's looking pretty good so far. I think they're just missing maybe enough iron plates, but they look like they're reading at 100%, so should be all right. What are you guys missing out on? Oh, the water output. I remember now. So I need to get rid of this one. I preloaded the system. But that was putting too much water into the system. So now they should actually be able to output their water properly. I'm surprised the fluid buffer wasn't filling up at all. That's interesting. Are they not connected? Oh my god, they're not even connected. That's why. Well, that'll do it. There we go. Oh, we missed my first plutonium fuel rod. Did I miss it? I don't think I did. It takes a really long time for them to get made. Yeah, it's 50% done. There we go. Like I said, it takes a long time. But everybody's looking good. I'm starting to see more 100% efficiency going around. That's exactly what you want to see. It's fine that the nuclear waste got backed up on these, because it just means it'll flow into these a lot faster, because these still have a ways before they get backed up. Nuclear waste can stack in 500, and these are all still like sub 100 stacks. 66%. Man, these are real slow. But we're gonna see it. It's gonna be beautiful. I didn't even hook up the merger to the sink. That's funny. Come on, we've been working so many episodes for this. We're like 4 episodes deep for just this one item just to go into the sink. Well, and lots of power, obviously, but still. That's the thing. I think they were just waiting for enough non-fissile uranium, then they'll start going through more. Come on. 85%. We're almost there. Riding the wave. See, our concrete's fine. The encased plutonium cell is working. It's working its way up there. All right. Should be any minute now. Any second. And then it'll roll along here nice and slowly. I have just one of those Mark 1 conveyor belts. There it is. There's our first plutonium fuel rod. I was about to pick it up, but don't pick it up. It's beautiful. 4 episodes and many hours later, we have the plutonium fuel rod that will go on into the sink. I'm not sure how many points it'll actually get us. It'll be hard to tell because it's like a global system. Suppose if you want to, you could look it up and see how many exact points it's going to give you. Oh, it feels good. Just ever so slowly going on into the sink. Okay. Oh, that was just, I really wanted to see that so badly after all this work we've been putting in. So I appreciate you guys so freaking much for bearing with me through this very long road to nuclear power series. It's finally up and running. Our power is still wibbly wobbling all over the place because I haven't let the, it's either not getting enough fuel rods, or I was going to say it can't be enough water because I see some full water pipes everywhere. That means I think we're just waiting on some more fuel rods to make it down so we can actually balance this out properly. Alright, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew here at the very end, I was having a little bit of a problem with my water for some reason. I don't really know why. I mean, technically it's probably that little weird 600 fluid thing. But I found that putting valves in, so sending exactly 240, and then the 120, and then you do that on like the inputs for both sides, that seems to have perfectly balanced it out. Everyone's rocking at 100% efficiency now, so that's much better. So I just wanted to throw that in the end here and say thank you guys again for all the support and help with the series, and I will see you in the next episode. All right, Hotfix Jeffrey here, coming at you at the end of the episode. You know, I tried to get the full pipes to 600 to work, but I think with my lack of performance in game, I'm still getting that weird 600, like can't move 600 all at once. So what I ended up doing to fix it was I turned the entire system into a giant loop so that there's water just flowing around constantly. And then I also added in some extra water just into the system, and that seems to have given me a 100% at least solid line of power here. I'd rather have a full solid line of power and a little bit of fluctuations in the water pumps, and then I can kind of take them out if I'm like, okay, we got too much water in this system now, we can take them out. But I mean, they're not even showing any signs of backing up at all, so I'm just going to kind of leave them as is. There's obviously more water going into the system than is necessary now, but I don't know, whatever it is, it seems to have at least balanced out my power system. So now I can end this episode happy knowing that I at least have all my power figured out. And there might just be some fluctuations probably coming from over there in the water facility, but that's fine. I mean, like I said, as long as we got this running, nice solid gray line, then you know I'm happy. We're just shy of 157,000 megawatts of power available, which is absolutely crazy. We got so much headroom now that we can make use of here. So thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next episode.